How's it going, everyone? Alright, I'm going to show you just a couple tips and tricks when you're working your biceps, just doing some regular bicep exercises. I've been training for the last couple of years. I was out for a pretty long period of time just due to personal stuff, and I started training again. So I'm 3 months back into my training, nutrition, proper diet and exercise routine. And I found out that there's a lot of things that work and there's a lot of things that don't work. Everybody's different. There's no set in stone gold workout plan that's going to be 100% effective for everyone. I've kind of come to realize that you have to do your own research. You have to look and sort of tailor and trim your workout routine up to what best suits whatever your fitness goals are. And that's a big an important part about doing any type of routine is that you want variety, you want the right amount of resistance, and you also want to be able to gradually work up to a set goal depending on what you are working towards. For me, it's always been to put on mass and to get lean, but to keep the aesthetics there and not to get so crazy and huge that it's unpleasing. But basically I've learned that there's a lot of cool things that you can do to sort of, like I said, tailor and trim up your workout routine. And one of those big things is biceps, because people train biceps incorrectly all the time, and it's pretty awesome to watch them do that. So the biggest thing that I would say is form, rep, and weight, because you want to make sure that you're getting the perfect resistance for your biceps, and then you want to also make sure that you're using proper form so that you don't injure your elbows, your wrists, shoulders, whatever it could be that you're doing if you're doing it wrong. So also, the biggest thing too is getting the proper form. I've always had long biceps and I've never been able to build the peak up until recently after doing a little bit of research. So one of the best things that you can do to work on your peaks is isolation movements. Only work the biceps, maybe the wrists a little bit. And the biggest one that I learned was Arnold curls, and they got famous because Arnold curls all the time like this. At least he did back when he was doing pumping iron back in the 70s and he was training for the Mr. Olympia contest. But he would take it like this. He would make sure the only thing that moves is the bicep and the arm flexing. You go up, you squeeze, let it down slowly, up, and you can do this at a quick pace if you want to, if that works for you. You just want to make sure you're getting the ideal squeeze in there every time you do it. And this is going to concentrate on working that part of your bicep to get those peaks. Another movement is also completely down, like this, like you're mimicking. You have the preacher curl, but you don't. And it's in the air. And it takes some stability to keep it there, but this is also extremely effective. And you might want to choose a lighter weight for that too, because your arms get burned out quick. So there's lots of different things that you can do. That one is pretty effective in particular. Those are the two ones that I've always sort of gone with. Like I said, I'm 2 months back into my training, and there's lots of progress I have to make to get to my goals. But if you're looking to build a good bicep, you got to incorporate a lot of variety. You got to change it up every 2 to 3 weeks, and you do a different exercise for the biceps every single time, and that will guarantee that you're confusing your muscles. And when you do that, that's what promotes new growth. And when you get new growth, you get results. Equal those two together, and you're one step closer to being another benchmark up in your goal. So I'm Julian, and this is just something I'm going to upload onto YouTube. I might start doing these videos just for the hell of it to see if I can get anybody subscribing. You know, I'm not a meathead. I'm not one of those guys that you see out there that's trying to give false advice. I'm just based off my own personal experience. You want to build a pleasing physique, not some grotesque monster-like physique. But, you know, I mean, if that's what you're into, you can go ahead and do that as well, too. So, anyhow, stay tuned. Maybe I'll make some more videos if I can get any hits on this one. So, Stay strong and don't work your biceps too much. Twice a week at the most. Maybe 3 times if you have a separate arm day. So, alright guys, later.